And on the footwork, it's a little different, pertaining to center compared to guard. You're on the ball, you have to snap the ball.
Right, kind of those even feet too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I think getting the first step down, really using your hands, explosiveness, low pads, and then just kind of gaining a grasp on the whole concept of the offense, what everyone has to do. In meetings, paying attention to what technique he tells the guards to use, the tackles to use, and, just making a mental note that if I have to bump to one of these spots, these are the techniques we'd use against this, and this.
Sure. What's it been like working with Tyler Beach at tackle? We're at guard now, kind of moving in from tackle. Since you guys work so closely kind of throughout practice last year.
Yeah, it's been fun. Beach is always a great guy to play next to. He's a super experienced guy. Headed into his 6th year, he's played a lot of big games. And, he brings that kind of experience that we need as an offensive line. He's a good player, fun guy to be around, and he's definitely helped me transition. He's a really good football player. And, allowing me to do some stuff at center that, maybe some of the younger guards might not be ready to do. Taking some hard blocks by himself, and that's a big thing that'll frees me up as a center.
Sure.
With Bob coming in, is there one thing that he's taught you, or one thing that stands out from his teaching that maybe you haven't learned in years past that stands out to you at the moment?
I would say the ID system's a little different, and that's the big thing. You could tell he's coached defense for the past 4 years. He has a very good understanding of what the defense is going to do, what they're trying to get you to do, and he explains, okay, in this look, here's what the defense is thinking, so this is how we should think as an offense. And I think it's a really cool perspective to have, being able to understand what the defense wants to do, how they want to pick you apart. You can be able to think, okay, as an offense, how can we, pick that apart, pick that up and put ourselves in the best position to be successful.
And with just your position right now, you're at center. Is there a position where you're thinking that, depending on when Joe comes back, where you will be at? Is there one that you're even more comfortable with at the moment?
I feel comfortable playing wherever. I've played a little bit of everywhere throughout the past 2 seasons. Wherever he sees me fit, I'm more than happy to play. I just really want to get on the field and have that opportunity to play with our group this year. I think it will be a really talented offense, really explosive. I'm looking forward to see how we do this season, but Coach Bost is a guy that knows what he's doing. I believe that he's going to do his best for us, and that'll put him in the best spot to be successful.
With Logan, how is he, out now at the right tackle? And obviously he's at left. What progression have you seen through the 8 spring practices, and how he's improved where he's been?
Flipping from right to left, a lot of people just think it's pretty easy, but changing your stance, changing your footwork, it's a tough task, especially after 3 years of getting really good at one spot at left tackle. So obviously the first couple days are rough. You struggle, you're learning. Hey, this is how it's got to be. But it's been fun to see him grow as a player. It took him a little bit, obviously, transitioning from right to left, but he's getting a lot better. You're starting to see it. It's like, wow, that looks really good. I'm excited to see what he can do in the next 7 practices and then headed into fall camp.
Are you doing anything besides center stuff where you're trying to do not just center work but also guard or tackle too, to try to still keep that versatility and whatnot too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at center the good thing is you work a little bit of both sides, in your footwork. But I'd say throughout the beginning 8 practices I've taken a majority of center, but I think going forward working a little more guard and maybe some individual, some one-on-one kind of stuff. But I'd say probably stick through center through the rest of spring ball, work some guard, work some tackle in my own time or an individual.
On the record now, what happened to the mullet, man?
It was a fun year. I thought mullet season would be a good one. We got our freshman haircuts our freshman year, and I kind of looked up and I was like, wow, my hairline's it's going back. So I figured it'd be a good time to grow an entire mullet out. If I'm running out of hair, might as well do something crazy before it all goes. And it was fun. I had a great year. Cut it off, new season, new me, and we'll see how it goes. But maybe it'll make a return.